before I really get into the main focus of this video, I do want to make it very clear what this video is about. It's not an unboxing. You're not going to see an unboxing here. This is about me being reflective in regards to Marvel Collector Corps, looking back at the just past 2 years of this box being available to the public. So, of course, I am going to have basically reviews, like very brief reviews of the previous boxes, including the Spider-Man Homecoming box. If you somehow have managed to dodge spoilers for that box, you haven't received yours yet, and you don't want to see anything about it, then of course that you may want to come back to this video later on. And you know, the previous boxes as well, of course, you will see the different items, so just be aware of that up front. Okay, so there will be spoilers for all those boxes in this video. And what really inspired me to do this video is watching Collecting Plastic's review of the Spider-Man Homecoming box, which I give a lot of respect to him for being very honest about how he feels about each of these subscription boxes and, you know, each one that he receives. I feel like some people are, they kind of dance around their true feelings a little bit, and you can even see in some people's unboxings, they feel a little uncomfortable to really speak, you know, boldly about how they feel, because they know that there will be people that have harsh reactions. And I'm just saying that I don't really care about that, because it's okay for people to disagree, and some of you are definitely going to disagree with maybe some of the things that I'll say in this particular video. But you know, if you disagree, you know, let me know why you disagree in a respectful way, and that's all good. You know, of course it's okay for us to disagree with each other. So, you know, to be clear, of course, these are my views on the Marvel Collector Corps thus far. Okay, enough about that. Let me go ahead and get actually into it here. So I feel like this particular subscription box started off very strong. The Hulkbuster in the first box, brilliant move, and I mean, it was good timing for it, of course, you know, with the Avengers. So yeah, like I said, I mean, I think it was just an excellent start for the box. Now, as far as the rest of the items in the box are concerned, I know for a lot of people, they definitely weren't crazy about the door. Some people didn't even bother to open it once they knew what was in it, you know. So, and obviously it was pictured on the box as well. So I can understand that. It doesn't look that great to me. You know, I definitely understand that. The patch and pin, you know, nothing too special there. I thought the cover for the comic was cool. I don't know about the comic itself, but the t-shirts I thought were cool. I think they did have, I want to say, 4 variations to the t-shirt, so I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, overall, it was a strong start, because even today, you can still, if you have that Hulkbuster and you decide that you don't want it anymore and you want to sell it, you're going to get, you know, decent money out of it. You'll definitely get your money back out of the box, maybe even a little bit more than that, which is something that has been pretty consistent with these boxes, and I will touch on that some more later on. And then the Ant-Man box, some people may have not been super crazy about it, but I don't think anybody like hated it, not that I saw. I thought the t-shirt was clever, very simple, you know, having the little small Ant-Man on there made sense. The pop figure I definitely liked, and I just recently got that figure, very happy with it. Shout out again to Metal Nerd for sending that my way. And of course, that is the unmasked Ant-Man, and then it had the very little small Ant-Man bobblehead as well along with it, so that's pretty cool. And then you could get 2 of 4 minis that came along with it. So they had Ant-Man, Ant-Man Unmasked, Yellow Jacket, and then Ant-Man with the black armor. So again, I thought that was cool. You know, these minis were okay, but I mean, mainly the pop and then the t-shirt, I think, really made that box. So overall, in my opinion, pretty strong start. The patch and pin, kind of boring. I mean, it's basically the same thing on both. That was kind of lame, but again, they were kind of limited since they were focusing so much on the movie. Now, the Secret Wars box, and I do want to point out one thing. I'm starting off here with the boxes in order. That will kind of be mixed up as I go along for particular reasons, which you will see as I continue on in the video. But yeah, the Secret Wars box is the first box that had 2 pops, and I think that there are 2 pretty cool pops. Even if you don't really know the characters well, I still feel like these are very 2 cool pops to own. I actually went back and got this box. I didn't have it initially. Same thing with Hulkbuster. I didn't have it initially, but Funko put them both on sale at one point, and I think it was like less than $20 each. So I had to jump on that. You know, I don't think that was including shipping, but it was still a great deal. So yeah, Thor, the Secret Wars Thor, which if you know the comics, you know who that really is. Some people say Lady Thor, female Thor, but yeah, I think those of you that follow the comics, you know who that really is, and that's pretty cool story to me. And then the Miles Morales Spider-Man It's pretty cool as well. So I still have those pops. Very happy to have them, and I like that t-shirt as well. I still wear that t-shirt sometimes. So this was a solid box, and this is something that the Collector Corps really needs to do more often. They need to give us 2 pops more often. When you look at the Smuggler's Bounty, it's very common for the Smuggler's Bounty to either get 2 pops or something that's deluxe, you know, something that's pretty awesome. So yeah, the Collector Corps could definitely step it up. Same thing also for Legion of Collectors as well. They could step it up in that regards. But one more thing here with the patch and pin, I actually did like them. I like the Falcon pin. That's cool. Falcon is Captain America, and then I believe it's the Superior Iron Man as well. I almost said Spider-Man because that's on my mind. But the Superior Iron Man, I really do like that armor. Kind of wish they had done a pop of that as well. But overall, pretty solid box there. Now, the Villains box, okay, it kind of bothered me in a way just because they labeled the box Villains. It's like, I feel like Villains should be a focus throughout, and I'm definitely going to touch on that some more. But the t-shirt, okay, the t-shirt did have several different villains on it, but it lacked color. That was kind of a problem. I do feel like there should have been more color to that shirt. And then one positive thing about this box, though I think it's a positive, is the Morbius figure. Now, I like that they went with the character that's obscure, you know, that he's not the most well-known character. And I really like that there was a variant, the zombie Morbius. It was supposed to be, I think, a 1 in 2 chance of getting one or the other. I don't know if that was actually accurate. I saw a lot of people that got the regular Morbius. I didn't see a whole lot of people with zombie Morbius. But I think it's a cool looking pop overall. And I do think zombie Morbius, if you try to get it secondhand, will run you a little bit more there. Now, the other items, I was fine with these as well. I like the Loki dwarves. As a matter of fact, I never got that one, but it actually is something on my wish list. And the Pocket Pop of Venom I thought was cool as well. Not huge on Pocket Pops, but I think they're okay to own. And the Patch and Pin, they were okay. You know, Red Skull, Green Goblin, of course, classic characters. So overall, a solid box, but I can understand some people kind of like looking at Morbius like, who in the world are you? You know, I definitely understand that. Now, this box was notorious. The Guardians of the Galaxy, based off the first movie, they didn't really straight up call it a Christmas box, but I mean, come on, it came out in December, and clearly the items were Christmas inspired. And yeah, this box had a lot of people just super angry. I remember the reactions, and I say sometimes in unboxings, I feel like some people kind of bite their tongue a little bit. Nobody really bit their tongue when it came to this box. People were really upset, and I think they were legitimately upset because I think they got into the Collector Corps box with the understanding that they would get a pop each time. As a matter of fact, I remember watching, I think it was the Astonishing Ashley, I was watching her video, and she pulled out those ornaments, the Groot and Rocket ornaments, and she was like, and kind of so-so on it, but she's like, maybe the pop will be cool. And I had already seen unboxes, and I was like, oh no, and then she realized there wasn't a pop in the box, and I felt bad for her, so yeah, I can understand people being upset about this box. In hindsight, I think it maybe wasn't so bad, but definitely not for everybody, because not everybody's into those mugs, and not everybody wears scarves. And I know you don't have to wear the scarf, but honestly, even how do you really display that in a cool way? It's a scarf, so yeah, people were upset about that box, and I definitely understand it, and it's not one that I would go back for, and I really don't think that those ornaments have held up much value either. Now, the Civil War box is one of the earliest boxes that I got from them, and it's really one that made me question the creativity they were putting into these boxes, because when I saw that Captain America and Iron Man 2-pack, I was very disappointed because I liked the commons, and as a matter of fact, for each common of Captain America and Iron Man, they also had an exclusive. They had the Battle Pose Captain America, which was a GameStop exclusive, and then they had the Unmasked Iron Man, which was a Hot Topic exclusive, which actually I passed up on that one. I kind of regret that. That's another one that's kind of on my wish list. But I did keep the doors, but I traded that 2-pack, and I'm glad that I did. I just felt like it was so lazy, and I was really disappointed. And I think, like most everybody else, I was really hoping for Spider-Man holding Captain America's shield. That's what people really were looking forward to with that box, really hoping for. And they did give it to us eventually, but they forced these other figures on us in it as well. I mean, Hawkeye, which kind of shows that they didn't have much faith on Hawkeye selling by himself. And then the 2 pocket pops, I feel like it was just really a reason to bump up the price. So I didn't think that was very cool of them to do. The t-shirt, I do still like the t-shirt from that box. I still wear it sometimes. As a matter of fact, sometimes I'm wearing it and I forget that I'm wearing it, and I don't have people ask me, whose side are you on? And I have to think for a moment what in the world they're talking about. And if you follow my channel, you should know by now whose side I tend to take. But I do respect both characters, of course. So the Women of Power box, and like I said, I am going to be jumping around some for different reasons. Now, I want to start off with the t-shirt because I was disappointed by that t-shirt. I felt like, you know, Spider-Gwen to me has a really nice color scheme. Even though it is predominantly black and white, it has very good use of pink as well. Like, so it's a really smartly designed costume. I'm not a big fan of the character, but I think her costume is one of the best in Marvel right now. And that t-shirt to me was a huge disservice, and I still feel that Funko did that just because they don't think that men and, you know, young men would be willing to wear a t-shirt with a female character that has bright colors. I really do believe that, because I've seen that with other shirts that they've done as well, unless they happen to be on a shirt with some other characters, you know. So yeah, I'm just, and I saw that, as a matter of fact, with the Legion of Collectors box. They had the Women of DC box, and those shirts were so plain. I did not like that they did that. So I think they need to get past that and realize that, you know, if men and young men are fans of characters, they're just fans of characters. You don't have to mute the colors and all that to get them to wear a shirt of a female character. But again, that's my theory on it. You know, you all can let me know what you think about that. As far as the rest of the box is concerned, I thought the minis were kind of a throwaway item, really nothing too special. And the pop, this is where I want to talk more about obscure characters just for a moment. Okay, Morbius, like I said, I knew that threw a lot of people for a loop, even though I think it was a well-designed pop figure. And I do kind of remember that character from the Spider-Man cartoon in the 90s. Squirrel Girl, though, I'm not a fan of the character, but at the same time, I'm not upset with that character being in this box, because when it comes to collecting, I'm not just about me and what I want. I don't feel like anybody should be that way. And when it comes to, even to subscription boxes, I feel like we have to be open to them sometimes putting obscure characters in, because honestly, some of these characters probably wouldn't get made if it wasn't for them being placed into a subscription box. So I think it was an okay move. I mean, I don't have a problem with it, even though it wasn't for me, and a lot of people were crazy about it. But you think about somebody that really is into that character, how that really made their day, and how they're still probably happy to have that figure in their collection. So again, it can't just be always about what we want as individuals. Got to look at, you know, the community as well. And as far as the design goes, though, one big issue I had with it is the way that the tail was connected to the rest of the figure. That very hard line there, and for some people it wasn't even lined up perfectly. So yeah, that wasn't the greatest work. That definitely should have been done differently. Overall, though, I mean, if you're an inbox collector, I can see you being happy with that particular figure. Now, I'm showing 3 boxes here for a particular reason. I want to see if you noticed the issue here. Okay, so we had the Deadpool box, which was my first box, and I did, again, like that they had different versions of the t-shirt, which I ended up with the red one, and I really did love that shirt. And I was okay with the rest of the items as well. I still had the Mopies. I still have the Dorbs as well, the Cowboy Deadpool Dorbs. And then the Doctor Strange box, I didn't get that one. I didn't get the classic Spider-Man box either, but again, what are you noticing here? Hopefully you're realizing that for each of these boxes, all the focus is on the heroes. You don't see villains represented, you don't see side characters represented, and that's kind of a problem for me. I think it's a big missed opportunity, especially for Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery, excuse me. But and I think it's one of the best in comic books. Maybe after I still put Batman ahead of his, but I would say he has at least the second best Rogues Gallery in comics. And if somebody said that it is the absolute best, I wouldn't even argue with them. You know, it is debatable. But yeah, that to me is just such a big missed opportunity. I would have loved to have seen Mysterio or Sandman, or, you know, just somebody placed in that box, not just another Spider-Man pop. And the fabrication, I know a lot of people weren't crazy about those. I would not have been happy to receive that either. Just not really a fan of those. I don't hate them, you know, or anything like that. And who knows, maybe one day I would pick up one, especially if it was marked down, but I would not have wanted to receive that in the box. And then also with the Doctor Strange pop figure, okay, it is cool looking, but they put out a Target exclusive at the same time that was also an astral plane Doctor Strange, different molds of course, but to me it kind of takes the steam out of this particular pop. I really don't know that why they did that, why they made that decision. And then also the mug that came with the Doctor Strange box, to me it's not a good look when it's a normal human face on that type of mug. It just looks weird. It looks really weird to me. I think, you know, other characters like Star-Lord, I think that works, even though I wouldn't have purchased that mug, you know, myself. And I think even the Joker works, you know, because he has a unique look to him. But just like I said, a human face on that type of mug, it doesn't work for me personally. And then the hat as well that was given in the Spider-Man box, the Funko hats in general, I'm not a fan of them. I'm really not. I think, I mean, for one thing, I really don't wear hats. But then on top of that, their designs, I think, are very geared towards, they seem to be geared towards kids more than adults. So again, I'm just not a big fan of those. And yeah, like I said, I just really want them to not put all of the focus on heroes. Do mix it up in these boxes. I do feel like, I'm going to just say this quickly, and I'm not really going to break these boxes down. I do feel like both of these boxes here, though, were pretty solid. And I did get some items from these boxes. I didn't get the box, like the full box for each one, but I did end up with items thanks to trades. But yeah, I feel like Funko is pretty consistent with the value overall, because if you don't like the box, or I mean, if you don't, especially if you don't like the pop figure, you can pretty easily sell it and pretty much get your money back for the box. It seems like people have kind of grown to accept that sort of around $30 resale value for one of these exclusive pops, which I don't completely understand why people do that. It is kind of fairly easy to trade or just buy the box yourself, because a lot of times the past boxes are still available, although I think you do have to sign up though. But you know, still, it is what it is, you know. So just know that if you don't like the particular figure, at least you can pretty consistently get your money back. Now, I definitely feel like there needs to be more fan service within these boxes. Sometimes there is, sometimes it feels kind of maybe not quite there. Now, with the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 box, basically just putting Groot on top of that rocket pop, I did not like that. I've said that very recently when I was taking a look at the Q-Fig, which I thought was superior to this particular figure. And you know, I got to ask the question again, where is Yondu? I was really hoping for Yondu to be the pop in this box, but once they revealed what the figure was going to be, I was like, nope, I cannot get it. I did like the Milano with Star-Lord, of course, which I ended up getting that thanks to Sherry Stover, and I definitely still got to pay her back for that because that was very kind of her. I do like the t-shirt as well. I didn't get the t-shirt, but that's okay, but I thought it was a well done t-shirt. But yeah, again, I feel like this was a missed opportunity for fan service to give us Yondu with the Mohawk. I'm assuming that he's still on the way somewhere. It seems like they would not just go without making that figure. But yeah, it would have been nice if he was already put out. And I think that's something they need to keep in mind with other boxes as well. What's really going to be that fan service? Because I don't think it's just giving us a character that we've seen before with a slightly different pose. So I intentionally saved this towards the end of the video. I can't go through this whole video without bringing up the Collector Core Year 1 box, the notorious Year 1 box, which you know, the reveal for it kind of came out of nowhere, and I think it was intentional. I think they knew that they kind of needed to put pressure on the sales to get people to purchase this box because it had a hefty price tag. I want to say it was $120 or $125. Even if it was $120, I mean, you figure in shipping, you know, it's really a little more regardless. So yeah, it came up suddenly, and I think literally people had like 24 hours maybe to get that box. So a lot of people were like, should I, should I not? And then, you know, I think a lot of people felt like there's going to be something amazing. I'm going to pass it up. I'm going to regret it. So they went for it. And the results, yeah, seriously, this was just infuriating to a lot of people, and I don't blame them at all. Okay, I mean, I could point out some of the obvious here, but I've actually done a video about this before, about the Year 1 box. And I mean, you could go way back on my channel if you can find it and check that out. But just very briefly here, I mean, we see what's wrong. First of all, a hat instead of a t-shirt, which is very lame. I mean, just to be real about it, very lame. And that hat to me definitely looks more appropriate for a kid than an adult. Two Dorbs in one box is definitely kind of a slap in the face for somebody that paid that amount of money. The Hikaris are really not for everybody, and I don't like the look of that one. I don't. You know, gold Captain America, it just is weird to me. And it gets even weirder when we think about what the reward was for people that signed up for 1 year, which I will touch on very briefly. And then the Hobgoblin pop figure, which was really the only worthwhile item in the box, is still a repaint of a figure that was already out. So that to me overall is kind of lame as well. I think Hobgoblin as a character deserves a little more than that, you know. So, and of course it doesn't stand either, which if you watch the original unboxing by Funko, it's kind of funny that they tried to hide that. Camera tried to hide that, but yeah, I still feel bad for people that wasted their money on this box, and I definitely feel like it was a waste. Funko has got to step it up if they're going to do these types of boxes, if they're going to do something like this again. Otherwise, they're just not going to get any sales. So the most recent box, the Spider-Man Homecoming box, like I said, you know, a lot of people have reviewed this recently. You know, like I said, I watched Collecting Plastics review. I think it has some of the same mistakes as the previous boxes. Now, I'm actually okay with them putting in minis sometimes. I don't know how people feel about the 2 out of 4. I think it does encourage trading, which can be cool, but it can be problematic as well if people don't really have people that they know well to trade with. So that can be kind of tough. So that really comes down to personal opinion on that. And I like I said, I can't even completely make my mind up how I feel about that. The pop figure in this box I thought was kind of lame, just to be real. I just don't think it's anything that special. I could see that being a store exclusive, but I think there should have been something more interesting, say, for this box. And I think, like, you know, maybe Shocker should have been a pop figure in the box, because again, not enough love for villains throughout these boxes. I mean, you see that now looking at all the boxes together, really not enough love for villains. And the rest of this box was just okay to me. You know, the t-shirt you can find other places, so I really don't get it. I feel like this was kind of a letdown. Definitely not something that hypes up the movie anymore. Now, like I said, there was a 1-year gift for people that signed up for the full first year of the Collector Core, and they got this gold Captain America statue, which they gave, okay, in the 1-year box, which of course you had to purchase that, but they gave the gold Captain America Hikari, so it's just like, it's weird, like 2 gold Captain America items that close together. Just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And I do think overall that a statue is just kind of lame. I think somebody that is willing to sign up for a year and pay that money up front, they deserve an exclusive pop, even if it's one that I can't get, because I really don't see myself signing up for a full year. But, you know, I wouldn't be mad at anybody else for getting an exclusive pop that was willing to sign up for a year. I think that's well deserved. Now, I do want to point this out to you all, because like I said, I've taken advantage of this before. Do keep your eyes open, because I know it's happened once before. I don't know if it's been more than one time, but do watch for sales on previous boxes. If you missed any of these boxes, a lot of them are still available, so you can check that out on the site. So I do want to give props to them for making sure that they keep as many boxes available as they can, and for lowering the prices at times as well. So that is definitely cool. Now, the next theme is the first appearance of the Avengers, and I want to touch on this quickly. I think some people, for one thing, don't even really realize who the original team was. I've seen people already saying they should have this character, they should have that character. You got to know the original team, first of all, though, because there were some other characters brought into the fold very quickly. Like, I believe, now somebody correct me if I'm wrong on this, but if I remember correctly, I think Captain America didn't actually show up in the first issue at all. I think he showed up in like issue 2, or maybe even a little bit later, because I feel like there was a character that showed up in like issue number 6 or something like that. But yeah, the original team, you see them there on the cover. You have Iron Man in his Mark 1 armor with the gold coloring going on. You got the Hulk, which I really was not crazy about Hulk's first design. You know, not the gray one or the green one. Of course, you had Thor, and then you had Ant-Man and Wasp. So those were the characters featured up front, and then Loki was the villain there. So Yeah, that's what was going on, and of course they joined together like we saw in the first movie to go against Loki. So that's the original team, and this is just my personal opinion. When I think about the original team now, Hulk I'm not picturing here. I'll mention Hulk in a moment, but I feel like this is a box that definitely deserves 2 pop figures, and I would love to see the Mark 1 armor Iron Man, and I think they could do a classic Thor as well, because if I remember correctly, I don't think there is a classic Thor. Again, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think all the Thor figures we've had thus far have all been based on the movies. So I think a classic Thor would be cool, and Iron Man Mark 1 armor as well. Now Ant-Man and Wasp, okay, just to be real, I think Wasp's costume is hideous, her original costume, and Ant-Man's is not much better. I really like Ant-Man, and I think it would be kind of cool to see a pop figure of that, what they would do with it. I might be happy with it. I could see a lot of people being like, this is horrible, you know, so that's why I say I think Iron Man and Thor would be very cool, and yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. We'll see though. Now, as far as Hulk is concerned, we all know that Thor Ragnarok is on the way, so I don't think they need to do a classic Hulk. And I mean, of course, with Thor Ragnarok, you know we're going to get an awesome Hulk figure, and we definitely need an awesome one, because the ones they've done this far, to me, have been very blasé and not tall enough. That's definitely been an issue with the Hulk figures thus far. And by the way, I know some of you that are watching this are already thinking about what you're going to comment. I'm going to just let you know, yes, I've seen the reveal. Yes, I'm going to talk about it in Funko News, so you don't have to mention that in the comments, all right? I'll just say I know what's up. I'll just leave it at that. So yeah, sorry this was a long video, but of course I want to touch on each box, you know, and really give a good retrospective here on the Collector Core. So I want to hear your thoughts now. What do you think of Marvel Collector Core thus far? I don't really want to get in comparing it too much to other boxes, because I mean it really is about your fandom. You know, in terms of value though, I do feel like Smuggler's Bounty kind of ranks above the other boxes. I know the Disney Treasures box has had a strong start, but it's kind of hard to judge it all together based off of just 2 boxes so far, you know. So yeah, let's definitely talk about it down in the comments. Let me know what you think, and also make sure that you do check out collecting plastics videos, because I think he does give some of the most honest, thorough reviews when it comes to these subscription boxes, especially the Funko ones. And really, I think that's all he focuses on, is the Funko ones. So yeah, if you want some really honest reviews, definitely check him out if you don't do so already. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for now. Thank you if you stuck with me all the way through the video. Really appreciate it. And I definitely look forward to reading your comments and responding to as many as I can. You all take care, and I'll talk to you all again real soon.